everyone, time for more multiplication strategies. So what you need to get out now is your math journal where we took our notes earlier this week, and we're going to put a few more words in. Okay. So I'm going to go to the column that has the most amount of words, draw my line across, and start with number 5. And we are going to start with the word array. I believe you've heard that word before in 2nd grade, but we're going to go over it again just to make sure. A-R-R-A-Y. Okay. An array shows objects in equal rows and columns. Equal, that's the big thing in multiplication, equal, equal. So an array shows objects in equal rows and columns. So probably some of you might even organize like your Skittles or your M&Ms in arrays. Each row is equal. That is an array. And again, this is just one more strategy for your multiplication. 6, number 6. Okay. Our next word is rows. What is a row? I think we all know what a row is, but we're going to define it. You sit in rows on the carpet, you sit in rows at the movie theater. Objects going across horizontally. That's a long word. Horizontally means side to side. Okay, they go that way, side to side. Not up and down. Oh, that's a wonky looking arrow, isn't it? Whoops. Okay, an opposite of a row is a column. This is our last word. If you have to go on the back or on another sheet of paper, that's fine. So a column, if rows go horizontal, the opposite is vertical. Objects going up and down vertically. Okay. Objects going up and down vertically. So an array has rows and columns. Okay, when you finish that, you should be about done. You can turn to page 14 in your math book. Yep, right there. We're going to watch our little video, our math video, to introduce us to arrays. Again, this is one strategy. Yesterday we did the number line, and today we're working on arrays. I'm going to plug in my computer. You guys remember all this from school? Your teacher has to plug in their computer, turn the button, hopefully it works, right? You never know with technology. We just keep our fingers crossed. Woo, okay.
How does an array show multiplication? We can learn how by using these swimming medals. Dana keeps her swimming medal collection in a display on the wall. The display has 4 rows. Each row has 5 medals. How many medals are in Dana's collection? The medals are in an array. How does an array show equal groups?
We just talked about that. Rows, they're all the same. and columns, equal groups.
An array shows objects in equal rows and columns. Each row in an array has an equal number of objects in it. The counters show 4 rows and 5 columns. Each row is a group of 5.
Rows go across, columns go down vertically.
You can use addition or skip counting to find the total. Since there are 4 rows with 5 counters, we add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 20.
So rows go across, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means there are 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be 5 in each group.
Skip counting, 5, 10, 15, 20. Multiplication can also be used to find the total in an array. 4 is the number of rows, and 5 is the number in each row.
You say 4 times 5 equals 20.
There are 20 medals in Dana's
She's
collection.
doing a little multiplication dance back there, huh? Okay. So today is arrays, groups, rows, and columns. And that thing I say over and over, groups of, groups of. So let's look at page 15. Okay, let's look at page 15 at the top. Dana rearranged her swimming medal collection. The arrays have the same number of medals. So she has the same number of medals, she just grouped them differently, which is fine. If you look over here, there's that wonderful word we learned about a few weeks ago, commutative property. Do you remember in addition, commutative property was our flip-flop. 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 3 is 8. You can do that in multiplication also. How come? Because what is multiplication? Repeated addition. Yes, it's repeated addition. So, what I've taught my friends in the past, because sometimes people get rows and columns confused, I just say row goes across. So if I take a line, sometimes I've had students even make little R's, because rows go across like the top of an R, and then they count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are 5 in each group. 4 groups of 5. Now she took her medals and rearranged them. Still in equal groups though, you can tell, because there's no one hanging off the side, right? Okay, so let's count our rows again. And if you're making the little R's help you, that's awesome, do it. If you don't need to, don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups now. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 in each group, 5 groups of 4. Remember what I said yesterday? Anything times 5, you skip count by 5. So 5 times 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay? Let's see. If Mia puts 4 muffins in 4 rows with 7 muffins in each row, draw an array to find the total number of muffins. Let's see. She's got 4 rows, so I know it's going to go across 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? And how many muffins are in each row? 7 muffins in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We made it. Lots of little dots. Now, instead of sitting here counting all these little dots, let's use some strategies. How many are in each row? 7, right. So if there's 7 here, and 7 and 7 and 7, what strategy could I use that we've talked about? I could use my double strategies. 7 plus 7 is 14. So 7 plus 7 is also 14. And then I would add those two together and get 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. So is 4 times 7 because of the commutative property, our flip-flop. Okay, let's look at number 3. Write and solve a multiplication equation. I see an array, and remember, rows go across, columns go up and down. So let's count our rows. If you need to make the R, make the R. If you don't need to, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So that means 4 groups. And how many are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I always check off so that way I make sure I count all the circles and I don't count one more than once. So now we get 4 times 6. So 4 groups of 6. Just like we did on number 1, let's use our strategies. So there's 6 there, 6, 6, 6. Okay. Just like we did on number 1, let's use our double stacks. Let's use the tools that you already have in your toolbox, okay? 6 plus 6 is 12. 6 plus 6 is 12. So to complete my multiplication equation, 12 plus 12 is 24. So 4 times 6 is 24. Like I said several times, you might not need to use an array. Some friends do, and that's fine. You've got to pick your strategy for your own toolbox to see what helps you. Just like earlier this week, there's not a whole lot of practice. So you are going to complete 4 and 5 at the bottom. Okay, 4 and 5. Then I want you to turn over on the back and complete 10 and 11. And then have mom or dad or grandma or grandpa check. And to get the extra practice, you might want to pull out that homework book, okay? The page numbers are on the Schoology directions board. But like I said yesterday, you might just want to do the extra practice because multiplication is fun, right? Okay, see you tomorrow. Oh, and you have a quiz. The directions are on Schoology. So you finish those problems, get it checked, take your quiz. I'm sure you're going to do great.